Hey y'all, my name's Rachel and I'm last year's King Award winner, and I'm currently a music therapy intern in Lawrence Public School District in Kansas, and I work with children with disabilities to use music to help them achieve their academic and social goals. But I'm not here to tell you about music therapy, I'm here to give you advice, theoretically. I've been to many honors convocations in my time at Radford, and I can't say I've ever seen a virtual convocation. When I received the King Award, I knew I was going to be making this speech, but when I sat down to write the speech 3 to 4 months later, I felt like I had nothing to say to y'all. Typically, King Award winners share about their capstone and their genuine college experience, but your experiences through this time are nothing like mine, or anyone that's come before you. I felt like I had nothing to say to y'all, and no way of giving y'all's advice based on, everything. But then I realized I've had things go wrong too. Maybe not as broadly or as deeply as you, but challenges nonetheless. So maybe I'm not as unqualified as I think. I've decided to give you general advice on how to survive and thrive in college, no matter how it may look. I've read that y'all are practicing the Do the 5 approach to slowing the spread of COVID-19 over there in Radford. And I'm also sure that you guys are a little bit sick of thinking, hearing, talking, reading, hearing all those things about it, but just bear with me through this. Number 1 on y'all's Do the 5 is wash your hands. Of course, y'all should be washing your hands, but I need you to wash your emotional hands too. What I mean by this is to acknowledge and forgive yourself for past mistakes. Each of us is holding on to something from our past that you will not stop beating yourself up about, and I have so many regrets from sessions I completed earlier in my practicum as a music therapy student. I've sung in the wrong key, I've forgotten melodies, I've made basic social mistakes with clients, and thinking about these still makes me cringe. But replaying these moments over and over in my head is not the way to address the issue. I should think of these moments as moments to learn from rather than moments to be ashamed of. It's okay, it's even good to realize that you've made a mistake in a class or social situation. Think about the incident in depth for about 5 minutes. What's one thing that you would change next time? What's one thing that went well in the whole interaction? And what is the most important thing you learned from the interaction or situation? Once you answer these, you have nothing to regret. You've done your job, you've learned your lesson. As a music therapist, music is one of the most important communication tools to me. So I will share with you one of my absolute favorite lyrics by an artist called Sleeping at Last. The lyric is, I'll leave my failures on display with an asterisk worthy of love anyway. All of your mistakes and all of you are worthy of love, consideration, and learning. The second thing on y'all's Do the 5 is wear a mask over your nose and mouth. All of the research says that wearing a mask is a vital part of slowing the spread of COVID-19. All this being said, don't wear a mask over your true self. And I know that sounds super cheesy. I thought it was cheesy when I wrote it, but it's really good advice. Freshmen, now is the time to show the world who you really are. Upperclassmen, give your friends a new perspective on you. What's that thing that you're passionate about that no one knows? Who's your hero? Who do you want to be when you grow up? Not a job, not a person you want to be like, or anything like that, but the person you know you can be. When I was in high school, I was terrified of letting people know that I was hardworking. Everything had to look like I just whipped it up without even thinking about it. I thought it was uncool to be diligent. Obviously, it's so cool to be smart, hardworking, passionate, diligent, or loving. Let people know that it's a part of you. In college, I dropped this facade of not caring, and I quickly took on the hardworking existence that my friends know and love me for today. Let people accept you. There's another really cheesy quote that by Dr. Seuss that I have memorized. Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. It may be cheesy, but it's really great advice. Show people who you are and you will be accepted. The third one is don't touch your face. Touching your face is the quickest way to get yourself sick. Trust me, I'm a nail biter, and honestly, until COVID, I had colds like all the time. So, this is to say, keep yourself healthy, both physically and mentally. Physically, exercise sometimes. You can go to the gym, or if you're understandably uncomfortable with that now, you can go for a walk or a run in the lovely Southwestern Virginia landscape. Work out in your res hall, find a friend, eat well, too. I know eating Chick-fil-A every day is really, really tempting, but it is important to keep yourself eating fruits and vegetables, as physical health has a direct impact on your mental health, and mental health is vital to your learning ability and academic success. Make sure you're talking to people. Talk to people about them, about yourself. It's so important that you're connecting with others, but respect that you need time for yourself. It's okay to skip studying once in a while to go explore and give yourself an evening's break. My freshman year, the day before the percussion ensemble concert, which is the biggest night from the year for me and my percussion friends, I felt massively overwhelmed with how much was happening at the time. There were cherry blossom trees in front of the Center for Sciences that were in bloom, and I had admired them for weeks, and I decided to go climb them. When I returned for my rehearsal before the concert, my professor said that I was playing much better. He did not know that I accidentally fell out of that tree, but somehow falling out of that tree made me play better for him. I must have relaxed so much that my playing was affected. It is so important to consider how your mental health is affecting your performance, physically, emotionally, and academically. Find some sort of mental health professional if you need it. The counseling services on and off campus are both amazing. Utilize them if you're feeling particularly down. Keep a social distance, obviously. We've been hearing these words since March. But in your social distance, keep close to people both here in Radford and from home. Their support through this time is vital. The best friends I ever had, I made in Radford. They were with me through the late nights, the early mornings. I've cried on their shoulders and they've cried on mine. It's so important that you're connected to people in college. Because honestly, only current college students know what it's like to be in college, especially now. Give and accept support from all facets of your support system. It's one of the best ways to stay motivated during your time in college. Also, stay connected to your support system back home. Generally speaking, your family, friends, and teachers at home want you to succeed in school. Remember to text or call people back home just once in a while. It'll remind you why you're majoring and what you're majoring in, and that people from home still care about you. Virtual communication software is turning into our best friend during this time. Use them. Have a monthly Zoom call with your friends or have a Netflix watch party. Play games like Trivial Pursuit or Jackbox games through screen sharing and fancy camera work. Connect through the Honors College's awesome programs. Find a fun new way to connect with people here and back home, new and old friends. It will be so worth it in the end. If you feel sick, stay home. This should always be the case, but especially now, even if you're just a little concerned that you might be sick, stay at home. I assume they're sending out recordings of their lectures. That being said, the best thing you can do for yourself while in college is to get out of your comfort zone. In any other year, I would urge you into looking into study abroad and finding ways to leave campus. I fear this year is a little bit different, but do find ways to get accepted or to get experiences that are out of your comfort zone. When I was going into my junior year, I was accepted to the Radford Amazonian Research Expedition, or RARE, to go live in the Amazon and do research. Quite honestly, I had no idea what a music major, was going to study down there. Maybe I'll study the cultural importance of music, or maybe I'll record the sounds and write them in musical notation. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Hint, it didn't work how I expected it to. But I'm so incredibly grateful that I got to go to a completely different continent and a completely different living and learning environment and figure out how to do this. Find a way to stretch beyond your current self and into the person you want to be. I know we're all sick of hearing the words unprecedented time every single day, but these times are as unprecedented gets. Right now, that kind of stinks. But make this time in college a time of unprecedented personal growth and academic growth, no matter how it looks. Make mistakes, make connections, keep good care of yourself, care for other people, and go to class. Get out of your comfort zone. College, especially Radford, is and should be about you as a student and person. You are the most important thing that will leave with you when you graduate. Not your degree, not your research, not your letters of recommendation or resume builders. And while these are all important and good, your time after graduating will be defined by the person you choose to become in college. I am so proud of every single one of you for coming to school this year and figuring it out. I hope each of you have a safe and successful year, and thank you so much for having me as your keynote speaker this year. Bye!